Hey guys, Chris Lawrence here with Pat and Lawson Muse. We're getting ready for the 4 o'clock show, and we're talking about Waze. I don't know if you use the app. I literally can't live without it. In fact, my wife just this morning got detoured around a bad accident and said, thank God for Waze. But there are some folks in a neighborhood in D.C. that are very, very upset with the app.
Yeah.
And for good reason, maybe.
Well, because they used to get a little traffic on their neighborhood, now their streets being flooded with traffic. All started about 2 years ago when the city first put a traffic light, a stoplight in the neighborhood. Ever since then, Waze has been redirecting traffic onto their streets. So they've been fighting with DDOT to try to get something done about it. So far, nothing's been done. But Waze says, as far as it's concerned, there's no indication that there's been an extra load of traffic created in that neighborhood. So they're still fighting it.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with it, basically it's an app designed to get you to where you're going as quickly as possible. So they'll detour you and take you through different streets depending on what the traffic is like ahead of you. And like Pat said, since they put this light in, I guess Waze has consistently been sending people down this one side street. The neighbors are trying to get some sort of limit, not just a speed limit, but they want to limit the number of cars that can come through there at rush hour. I'm not really sure how that would work legally. I mean, it's a public street, so to say, well, you can't come through our neighborhood during these hours of the day. People aren't parking and they're just driving down the street. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of neighborhoods in the area that would love to limit the number of cars. I don't know how feasibly you would do that.
Yeah, I know. I love Waze, and I also notice that a lot of times when I'm trying to get to my destination, Waze does take me through neighborhoods where I've never visited before, where there's hardly anybody on the street, and that's the whole point. And unfortunately for these Northwest residents, it's the problem. So
yeah, and you can understand from the app standpoint, they're not. They're only looking at satellite data and traffic data. I mean,
trying to get you around the
right. They're
the
just trying
spots.
to detour you around it, not necessarily trying to funnel you into a specific neighborhood.
Yeah.
What else we got going on?
Well, we're also, as spring is here, and a lot of people are planning their vacations, their getaways. AAA is once again this year issuing a warning to you to be very careful and to do a lot of extra planning before you take that trip. It can mean the difference between a great vacation and a disaster.
Yeah, hopefully you get the time off and you get on your way. And we're also monitoring the situation related to Mardi Gras. We saw over the weekend, I think it was in New Orleans, the parade watchers with a truck where the suspected drunk driver plowed into this crowd of people. And now on Fat Tuesday, there's been another incident. This one in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's amazing about it is that you've got people and cars, the revelers, you've got folks who are having a good time. It seems that maybe they should separate the people from the vehicles, which they did, but unfortunately after this accident in Alabama. And in the case in New Orleans, I believe it was drunk driving. In this case, so far, authorities are saying it appears to have been an accident, but what a terrible time to have an accident when you've got all these people gathered together and they're celebrating, having a good time, and really relaxed and probably not paying very close attention.
Yeah. So we got a lot going on today, and of course we'll be keeping an eye on the weather outside as we start to see some changes. I mean, you're out there. We're just riding this roller coaster up and down, up and down. So we'll see you in a few.